D'Amico Cummings for the record, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Teresa Clare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Cummings is set before the court for a violation of probation hearing. Mr. Cummings down $1,255. He's made no payment to the court. He failed to complete the level 2 driver rehab program. I do know that he had signed up for it, but then he canceled the class. He failed to complete 100 hours of community service, and he's failed to report to probation as directed. He also has a new pending case out of the 35th District Court, which is a DWLS that is on bench warrant status. Given that Mr. Cummings still has some time on this probation, at this time probation's asking that the court remand Mr. Cummings to serve 10 days in jail for his violations to date, that he continue the other terms, continue with probation, and compliant with all the previous terms, that Mr. Cummings report to probation on June 24, 2024 at 1 p.m. in person, then as directed. And like I said before, become compliant with all previously ordered terms of this court within 30 days.
I did speak with Mr. Cummings regarding the recommendation. Frankly, Your Honor, Mr. Cummings was really forthright with me. He admitted he didn't do what he needed to do. He acknowledged that. He says he's ready to do his time and get back on track on this probation. He did lose his job recently. However, he is looking for something new. He's thinking about doing roofing. He also has a daughter on the way. So he has some things to look forward to. And again, he's ready to put pen to paper and do what he said he was going to do. And I believe him when he said that.
All right. Anything you want to say, young man?
Yes, Your Honor. I definitely apologize to you, my probation officer, my lawyer for having to deal with me in this case currently right now. I was not trying to violate my probation. I knew, so I got some other things going on in different counties currently too. In this county that I should be okay and fine with. I just got to come in and take care of it all, and I should be able to stay on track and do way better and everything. So I apologize for the time that I'm bringing across y'all that I shouldn't be. But I just want to do better. I'm not trying to do bad. It's just been a rough season. I feel like I take care of all of this right now. I probably won't see any of y'all again, and I'll be straightforward on track with probation and be completing it.
Defendant's remanded to the Washtenaw County Jail to serve 10 days for his violations to date. You are to report to the Washtenaw County Jail by 6 p.m. today, or bench warrant will issue without bond. I'll continue your probation to give you another shot. You are to report to probation in person on June 24, 2024 at 1 p.m. and then report as directed. You're to become compliant with all terms as previously ordered within 30 days of your release. All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Court does call the case of People versus Timothy Mashlick.
Public Defender Natalie Pate with it on behalf of Mr. Maslick, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. Today is the date and time set for sentencing. We have reviewed the assessment as well as probation's recommendation. We would ask to briefly adopt the recommendation when appropriate, or not to address the recommendation when appropriate, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are asking that the court largely adopt probation's recommendation. However, we are respectfully requesting that instead of the additional 3-day jail time, that the court impose 30-day scram tether in the alternate. Mr. Maslick has been on bond since April 11th, 2 months as of yesterday. He has had no positive tests whatsoever on the SoberLink while on bond. He has been appearing in person for all his court proceedings. As to his recovery, he has currently been attending AA and has a sponsor through GrowthWorks. He also actually has an addiction therapist who not only he has therapy sessions with, but is also on call with him. So whenever he needs to, he can reach out to that therapist. He is concerned that although 3 days is relatively short, speaking, 3 days in jail could potentially negatively affect his recovery. He really has set himself up for success on his recovery and has been successful. And we are asking that the court consider allowing him to remain out of custody, not impose the 3-day jail, and impose a 30-day scram tether in the alternate. We understand that the court and Mr. Maislik is very much prepared
But you
to
also
be remanded.
understand the statute.
We do, Your Honor, but we would ask the court consider imposing the 30-day scrams tether instead. But Mr. Maislik does understand that today he may be remanded for the 3 days. Other than that, we ask the court to adopt the recommendation.
Is there anything you want to say before I impose sentence?
Nothing, Your Honor.
The court does acknowledge this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute, however, believes there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. The alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of intensive outpatient treatment, attendance at AA meetings and abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the recommendation of probation with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, and to monitor compliance with recommended treatment. Therefore, the sentence of the court, you are placed on probation for a period of 24 months. You're to pay $1,055 fines and court costs, $100 prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $720 probation oversight fees. When can you pay that, sir?
I request a payment plan, a monthly payment plan.
How much do you have today?
Can maybe get up $100 to pay.
$100. Balance is arranged by probation on a payment plan. There to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to testing as requested by probation. You're to complete an intensive outpatient treatment program, including all aftercare recommendations with status reports to probation. You are to attend 2 AA meetings per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation that has been completed. I will continue you on the sober link until proof of an intensive outpatient treatment program, the enrollment in that program is provided to probation. I will, consistent with the statute, order 365 days in jail. I'll give you credit for the 2 that you have served. You are remanded to serve an additional 3 days, and then the balance of that is suspended. Defendant is remanded.